There's a lot at stake at this competition. We have over $400,000 in cash and prizes that are going to be paid out, and that makes a lot of contestants very serious about it. They practice a lot, they work a lot, they get their horses tuned up, and they come ready to ride, because that's a lot of loot to be taken home. And you know, we couldn't do it without our sponsors. We have some great sponsors, and Rangeman Saddlery is here, and we're giving away 12 saddles here at the national finals. We have them hanging from the rafters right over the arenas. It puts a little more pressure on those contestants when they're competing, but they ride hard for it, and we're happy to have them.
All right, there's big money involved if you want to get involved with Ranch Sorting National Championships. Dave Wolfe was just talking about how much money is involved, the prize line that you're running up for, and what an all-around great sport it is, because anybody can get involved no matter what age you are, no matter what kind of horse you have, and whatever level. We have two professionals here with us today that are helping beginners get started as well, and we're going to continue our discussion about Ranch Sorting National Championships. Dave, you were just mentioning all the great prizes that are involved and the great sponsors that you have that make that all possible. How did you get so much money on the line here?
Well, you know, it's a lot to do with volume. When you have that many contestants paying an entry fee, and you pay a high percent of that entry fee back in prize line or in prize money, then that purse gets real big. But also, to go along with that, obviously, is the sponsors that are getting on board. They see the growth, the potential of this sport. I promise you, this sport will get bigger than the sport of team roping, and we all know how big it is.
You bet.
Think how many people can team rope that have to back in a box, run out full speed, swing a rope, catch a steer, compared to somebody that can get on a horse in the sport of ranch sorting and turn around and sort some cattle from one side to the other. We have a huge market compared to those in the roping industry. So it just stands to reason how big this sport can be. So the sponsors are seeing it, and we appreciate them, and we love them, and they're bringing a lot to us. Cinch and Justin Boots are getting on board, and CSI Saddle Pads. We have a whole great list of sponsors. Iconoclast Boots.
Yes.
They're all doing a lot for us.
Well, the most important part of all of this, and the reason that we're all here, is because it's an equine sport. We've got the horse as our partner here. There's 4 of you actually working in the arena at one time. You know, you've got 2 riders, 2 horses. How important are these horses that you're riding?
They're very important, especially when you get to the level that Brian and I are at. It's crucial. You want a horse that's extremely athletic and extremely cowy, extremely forgiving in its handle and the way it moves and its ability and all. But we don't want to forget that anybody can do it on any horse.
Sure.
You know, we really want to stress that. But they're a very important tool for us. They're our mainstay for sure.
Sure. And you know, we've mentioned the partnership with AQHA. It's fair to say that, you know, that is the most most used horse throughout this sport. They just kind of fit the bill because of their breeding. That's how they're bred. This is what they're bred to do, or most of them. And are there any breeds that you two are specifically high, or excuse me, any bloodlines that the two of you are pretty high on these days?
I'm partial to the highbrow cats and the smart little Lenas, which it goes back to the cutting, of course.
Okay.
And but yeah, they're usually the best, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. I'm kind of a smart little Lena. Anything can get me back to smart little Lena. That's kind of my line that I prefer.
And do you like to have a horse that's maybe not worked out so well in the cutting pen, or do you like to start them from the get-go for sorting?
Actually, the majority of our horses that we sell on the upper level have been quality cutting horses.
Okay.
I mean, we're riding a mare that's won $43,000 NCHA right now.
Okay.
And that's how much the sport has evolved, because 5 years ago, I was talking to Dave earlier, you know, you sell a $4,000 or $5,000 horse, you know, I mean, to people who was just starting. It's still that with the people that starting, but what I'm finding in the next 3 or 4 years, they want to step on up to the next horse. And I think the key is with the people that is starting is safety is the main thing.
Okay.
If they've never had, you know, if they've not had that much horse exposure.
Sure.
You know, say my little girl's 6 and she's already won a buckle, but the one thing that we are concerned with is it's not too much horse for the rider at the level that they're at. So the trail horse might be the thing for grandma when she starts sorting.
You bet.
Yeah, you know, you can't get out of a walk.
I think finding the right fit for your person that's starting out or that is ready to move up.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
there'll be times that they want to start on a little lesser horse that isn't quite as athletic as what Brian and I prefer.
Sure.
But they may work right on up to that one and want the one that Brian and I are riding.
Okay.
That's our main horses.
Something a little bit cattier.
Yeah,
and
but you
keeping
gotta find that fit that's just right
Okay.
for them to take care of them.
It all comes back to that controlled environment too, and one of the
Very
big
important.
things that makes it work is that we do it in 50-foot round pins, and we couldn't do that without Prefert.
Yeah.
They're an awesome sponsor for us, and they've really stepped up. They provide panels for us all across the United States at our major events and our national finals, and super product, and it makes that sport work. And I do want to mention one more thing. Muriel is on board
Okay.
as our title sponsor of our national finals with
Wow.
Ulcer Guard.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
they were our title sponsor last year and again this year. I am very proud that every single one of our sponsors that have stepped on with us since we started are back on board. They like what we're doing, the
That's
way we're
big.
going.
That's
and
really
It's
huge.
really making us grow.
Definitely.
And so, would you recommend for beginners to take a clinic? Is that something that is,
Well, there's a class for every competitor. I mean, if they start and they go to that rookie beginner class, they're riding against other people that have zero cattle skills, and their horse has zero cattle skills.
okay?
And it's a very slow-paced deal. But when they go to one or two shows, some folks, they're never going to want to get any more competitive, but most people are. I mean, and yes, a clinic, Shelley and I both put on clinics. We
Okay.
put them on all over the country. We put them on at our place. And then if eventually they want to step on up, of course, and look at a different horse, and that's what we do is fit the horse to the rider.
So there are some ins and outs that you probably need to know, or put you at a little bit of an advantage before you head to a
Definitely.
competition.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about some of the slang.
Definitely
and,
slang. Might have their
some
own
of those-
dictionary.
Yeah, some of those terms that most of us may not be familiar with.
Except for the husband-wife teams. We might want to throw that slang out. Don't need to
That's
air
a
that
whole
now.
nother show.
That's Dr. Phil.
But that's the team aspect of it. Do you feel like there's an advantage to riding with the same person?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
We compare it to a dance.
Okay.
And some people you can dance with and some you can't. Some have two left feet.
But also we want to reiterate that you can draw if you show up and you may not have a
Yes.
partner.
Yes.
Maybe you're going to someplace new or you're brand new. You can always draw and get a partner. And but like you said, it helps to work with somebody. How often are you practicing? Is it hard to keep your horses fresh? Do you like to work them on the cows a lot?
We want our horses in good condition because we make a lot of runs on them at each show.
Okay.
So we have a lot of practices. Brian and I both have practices at our houses. Give lessons and clinics at our houses weekly, just like any other job. We're out there in the morning till night working with people and making ourselves available to them when they get off their jobs, because most of our clients have real jobs. Unlike
Not
us.
as lucky as you two.
Unlike us.
Yeah, we don't have real jobs. One thing I have found, though, and a lot of people ask when they're purchasing a horse from us is, am I going to have to keep this horse ridden? And there is horses out there, the people who have the regular jobs that are working hard all week and want to just go play in the weekend, don't have to worry about riding their horse of evening. They do make that horse. I mean,
Okay.
the older geldings are usually it. You know,
Yeah.
they can turn them out. They can be the pasture ornament all week, and they can jump and go sorting on the weekend and be happy with it.
Well, that's the beauty of this sport. You don't have to be a professional. You don't have to dedicate your whole life like the three of these fellows here have. But, anybody can do it. Any horse that you have, you can always move up, get better. Dave, why don't you tell folks, just reiterate how you can become a member and the importance of your membership program.
Well, once again, our membership is free. So we want you involved. We want to invite you to come and get involved. You can jump on our website, ranchsorting.com, and you can sign right up there off of our website. With that, you can find the calendar of events and over 400 sanctioned events across the United States.
That's
so
a
there's
lot.
got to be something pretty close.
Yeah.
We're always looking for new producers
Okay.
to help grow this sport in any little rural community with horses and activities. If you put up some flyers around on the gas stations or feed stores, you can draw some folks to Ranch Sort. So go to our website, get
Yep.
involved. We want to get you involved.
Well, I'm hooked, I'm convinced. So
Definitely.
it sounds like a lot of fun. Will the two of you leave us with some final thoughts before we have to close out the show here?
Well, we'd love for you to come to McGee, Mississippi to one of our shows. Maybe come to a clinic and
Yeah.
get started. I mean, like I say, anybody can do it. And my little girl's 6. Like I said, she can ride now, but
Yeah,
she has no fear.
She
So that's the one thing
sure.
we need to work on.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And Shelley, what would you like to leave our viewers with?
You know, I just think it's a really good sport for someone that hasn't, maybe they want to be a cowboy on the weekend and they enjoy the Western heritage and stuff, and they can take it to any level they want to. They can come and play and be the weekend warrior, or they can step on up and get horses and get clinics and go to lessons and get better and win the big prizes. So it's a sport for anyone.
Right.
Not a lot of rules and not a lot of judging. It's just a timed event to
Simple.
come have fun with.
All right. Well, I appreciate the 3 of you being here with us today and spread the word about ranch sorting and all that it represents, keeping true to our Western way of life. We like that here on Rural TV. Make sure you visit these websites, ranchsorting.com, and learn more. Figure out how easy it is to become a member. Thanks for joining us on another episode of Horse Talk Live. I'm Lizzie Iwersen. You're watching Rural TV, television for a growing world. We'll see you next time.